What's up, dude? You're on camera.
What's up, and welcome back to another video. Now, before we get started with our day, I'm going to be giving you 5 common sense reasons on why you should be a mobile mechanic in this video. And stick around to the end, because I'm going to give you an extra bonus reason that is probably the biggest reason of all why you should be a mobile mechanic. So stay tuned for that. This morning, we have a Ford Transit Connect van that's owned by an alarm company called Fort Knox Alarms. And really good buddy of mine. If you're in the Chalmette, Louisiana area and you need an alarm system or a camera system installed, they're the guys to reach out to. So we're working on one of his fleet vans. He has a few of the Ford Transit Connect vans, but we're working on one of them this morning. We're going to be changing the engine mounts and transmission mounts and the torque mount, and we're also going to be putting on sway bar links. The first common sense reason I would say to be a mobile mechanic, and probably one of the biggest ones, there's little to no overhead. I literally have no overhead at all. I own the vehicle I'm driving. I don't have shop bills. You know, you don't have a shop, so you're not paying rent or a note on a shop bill. You don't have utilities to pay on, extra utilities. There's none of that, because you don't have a building and you're mobile. The only expenses that I have as a mobile mechanic is fuel, lunch, and it's really all I can think of offhand. And you know, if you get a vehicle like I have this small vehicle, it's a Nissan Cube. It fits all my tools in it. If you get a vehicle similar to this, where it's really good on fuel and doesn't hold a lot of fuel, I pay about $20 every other week to keep gas in this vehicle, and it gets me through the whole month. So, you know, when you're looking for a vehicle, try to find something small, 4-cylinder, good on gas, that you can fit all your tools in, and you'll have even less shop expense, because the less shop expense or business expenses you have with no overhead, the more profit you're gonna make. You know, while I'm sitting here waiting on my client to arrive, I just want to share with you the verse of the day. 1 Peter 3:15. Instead, you must worship Christ as Lord of your life, and if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. That's definitely me. Like, I am a believer, and anytime I have the opportunity to share my belief with a client, and I definitely do that. I'm not afraid to, just like I'm explaining it to you, I'm not afraid to explain my beliefs. But yeah, that's a good verse. Alright, we're here, got everything set up, ready to go. We're gonna take this battery out of the way, because one of our motor mounts, the top transmission mount, is right underneath there. So we're gonna disconnect our battery and remove that. And we're also gonna have a 10 here, a 10 here, and an 8 here. And then we can move that out the way. Okay, now place that back to the side. And we can pull our battery out. And then we have a 13 here, here, and here, and we can pull this whole tray out.
Suppose you're waiting on another common sense reason to be a mobile mechanic. It's coming. So removing our 13mm bolts out of here. Pull us straight up. Sleep this out of here. There you go. There's our top transmission mount. Okay, I suppose you waited long enough. Okay, reasoning number 2. You choose the work. What I mean by that is you get to decide what jobs you want to take and what jobs you don't, because you know you work for yourself. So let's say I got this job and it was a really big job to do, and I really didn't want to do it on my back or even be bothered with it. You don't have to. You can recommend it to a reliable shop that you know could do the job successfully. Alright, so I went ahead and placed a jack under the valve housing of the transmission. So now we can start taking apart our transmission mount over here. And we're going to start with this, that should be a 21mm, I believe. But we're going to take that one off first. So you notice as I dropped loosened up my 21mm nut on top of the mount, the engine started to drop. So all I did was jack up the jack a little bit more to get the weight off. These are going to be 15mm. So we're just going to remove those next. Place those aside. Alright, so that's going to slip in like that. Go ahead and we'll just start him. Now we'll tighten our 21. Alright. Alright, we'll put our battery back and move to the other side. You know, I could think of one negative reason right now. That might not be a good reason why to become a mobile mechanic. You don't have a building, right? Which means you don't have a bathroom. And right now, it's cold out, and I have to pee. Okay, reasoning number 3, probably one of my most favorite. Working alone is really peaceful. I mean, just listen. See what I mean? Alright, next we're going to remove this coolant reservoir. It's just a 10 right here, I believe, mounting it on, looks like. So we'll remove that 10, and then we're just going to swing it out the way.
8mm here. I'll probably get a ratchet wrench for that. That's for our power steering hose. Once we get that bracket off and free him up, then we can take our power steering reservoir, slide it up, and swing him out of the way. Couldn't find my 8mm wrench, so I just grabbed my 5/16 wrench. Same thing. Why do they need a bolt this long just to hold this bracket on? Look how long that is. That's ridiculous. Move this bracket out the way. Now we can slip this straight up. Let's see. Yes. And swing this out of the way. Alright, again, we got our jack placed underneath our oil pan this time to do this side. Just be careful you don't crush your oil pan. Looks like he's gonna need an engine belt too. I'm looking at that as I'm working on it, and I can see where the engine belt's coming apart. So while I have this apart, I may see if he wants to throw an engine belt on here. Out. And let me just show you why we're changing this engine belt. See how it's coming apart there. Let's do reasoning number 4, and that is freedom to schedule around your schedule. So working for yourself in general, you can schedule your appointments around your schedule, meaning like today, let's say I had something I wanted to go do with my family in the afternoon, or something I had to go take care of, then I just wouldn't schedule an appointment for the afternoon. So where if you were working for a shop or working for a company, you need to get permission first. Working for yourself, you need no one's permission. Alright, so on my way to O'Reilly's, we had to pack up. He wound up needing an engine belt, so we're gonna go to O'Reilly's and grab the engine belt and put that on. So it's just a 13mm bolt. So I'm gonna use that 13mm ratchet wrench to relieve the tension off the belt. And let's see, it's going to be this around over. Under, and this one's going to go over, so pretty easy. This off. Just like to make sure the length matches the length of my new belt, and it does. That's not right. We're going to use the belt diagram. Alright, I think we got it. Looks good there. Alright, so before we get into it down here, let me give you reasoning number 5. You're your own boss. That's pretty much self-explanatory, right? One of the best reasons. Now there is a double-sided edge to that. You being your own boss, but being a business owner, the customers also become your boss. So still different though, still different. And the biggest reason of all, you're gonna have to stick around to the end of the video. Remember I told you I was gonna give you a bonus? That's gonna be at the end of the video, and I promise you it's worth the wait.
it is probably the best reason of all for you to be a mobile mechanic. Alright, so this is our guy we're after here. It's gonna be 13s. Perfect. Alright, now it's done. He added an on filter service on one of his other vehicles, so I'm going to be hanging out there a little bit longer, but I'm going to wrap this video up. So if you're still hanging around, I really appreciate it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for me. The bonus reason, the top main reason why I think you should be a mobile mechanic, and this is just coming off my opinion, if you're a family man, you will have more time with your family, and one of those reasons is because you can create your own schedule. So that's my top reason, I would say, for being a mobile mechanic. Freedom and time with your family. Guys, don't do this for the money. Don't ever chase money. I say that all the time. You want to do this because it's your passion. And you know, I'm gonna make another video on how to become a mobile mechanic, and we'll do a couple video sessions, right? Like, I'll do how to become a mobile mechanic. I'll give some tips on why is it better. You know, we did that in this video, obviously, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's going to wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time.